All right, the Reds, it's Talking Reds, it's Monday, it's Gareth Roberts, it's Lizzi Doyle. Liverpool are top of the league, Liverpool are boiling piss across the nation. Rival managers are going in front of cameras and calling our players divers. Isn't it fucking glorious? Match of the day 2 last night, ended with a beautiful montage of all Liverpool's late goals just to further boil that piss. I am really enjoying being a Red right now. Managed to get a ticket for Villa Park. It absolutely went off when Liverpool won it in those final minutes, and rightly so. It was done by brilliance. It wasn't done by cheating. It wasn't done by diving. But if you want to have a pop pep, if you want to make it like that, lad, sound. I'm a little bit surprised that he decided to do that, to be honest, because I just think, who does that benefit? They've got a shite record at Anfield. He hasn't beat us at Anfield. You're going back to sort of Nicholas and Elka scoring goals at Anfield for City for the last time that they managed to actually win here. And for me, he's just, he's done the old, we'll pin this up on the dressing room wall type thing. And, there's people, fans talking about sort of getting in there early, bring your flags, bring your banners, make it a pit, make it feral, get behind the Reds. And Pep's done the team talk for me already.
Listen, it's
Pep Guardiola. I don't want to be one of them people that just calls him Pep all the time, soz.
It's like when everyone calls Boris Johnson Boris.
Yeah, fuck off.
Please don't do it.
Another bell end.
Well, I can't even remember what I was going to say now. It's, to me, what that screams of is a little bit of desperation, I'd say, because what else can Pep Guardiola do? Like, he's looking at Liverpool with his head in his hands every week going, not again, not again, not again. I think there was something like 3 or 4 minutes by the time their full-time whistle went compared to ours.
He was in the dressing room at 1-1.
Yeah. And what else can he do going into this game? Because he can't talk about weaknesses, talk about Liverpool being on the ropes, but they've come back every time and they've managed to win. So the only thing he can think of is let's just slag off one of the players, let's get into the heads. He dives. Let's get it out into the media. Let's get everyone talking about it, because that's the only thing I've got up my sleeve at the moment, going on to an interview with Match of the Day. I've had to think of something really quickly, and actually Liverpool are boss, and that's his version of mind games.
I think he might be cracking up. And the reason for that is, I think he's looking at it, and they're not soft, these fellas, Klopp or him, they're both bright fellas, don't get me wrong, but I think he's probably looked at the fixture list, and by now he's not expecting Liverpool to be where they are and City to be where they are. He's looked at it and thought, we've got a fairly easy run of fixtures, they've got a difficult run of fixtures, they will have dropped points by this point more than they have, and the only points we've dropped, of course, are at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, they've, as I say, have had a fairly decent run of fixtures. I think when they play us, that's only their second big 6 fixture, if you like, whereas we've had a load of them, and they've got a run coming up. I think they've got Leicester, United, maybe Arsenal as well, and obviously us, all in fairly quick succession, and that's a huge test for them. And I seen something this morning, it just got sort of retweeted by someone, and I seen it on my timeline, and City had put it out saying, happy Monday, or Monday morning motivation, or whatever, and it was their players just about to go through the tunnel and onto the pitch after our time on Saturday, and I was thinking, he looks like a bit of a knob. He was there going around, saying all this stuff to all the players. And it just didn't seem that convincing to me. I mean, I'm bang up for motivational speeches and people being boss leaders and lifting people, and I totally believe in all that and all the psychology of it. But I was looking at him, I was thinking, it's not that convincing. I'm sorry, it's just not. And it was a bit Brentish.
Really?
Honestly,
no.
a little bit.
Steven Gerrard walking around the Rangers dressing room.
It was just a bit he was giving it loads, and he's going all around them. He's going, going on about crosses into the box and all this, and you could just see Sterling going and it wasn't like they were yes, the gladiators going into the arena. It was just this little fella rocking around saying things, and everyone just going, yes, I'm.
Do you reckon it's because the camera was there though? He was just playing
maybe,
up for it.
Maybe.
I mean, say what you want. I weirdly don't mind the fella, because I kind of get what he's doing, and if, like you say, if you were a City fan, you'd love him, so it's one of those, fair play to him. I do like Pep, but I like to kind of dislike him at the same time, and I haven't seen that video, but I can imagine what it's like. But you'd never see Liverpool releasing a video of Jurgen Klopp doing that.
Well, he said, didn't he?
I think it's just trying to, I think with City, I think it's to do with that. I don't think they I don't think they thought they would be 6 points behind, and I don't think they thought they would lose those points to Norwich and Wolves, especially at home. So I think they've got to try and create this bravado now. They've got to try and put on this face of, hold on, we're the champions of England. We're still the best team in England, even though other things, you know, the Euro Index says otherwise from today, that Liverpool are officially the best team in the world.
Get in!
Thank you. I think they're trying to create this this facade, put a facade on now. And to be honest, maybe they have to go into this game because they know this game is absolutely huge, and they know that unlike any other game, they're probably going into this. Well, let's be honest, they're going in as the underdog because of Liverpool's record at Anfield, Liverpool's unbeaten record this season in the league. Liverpool are favourites, and I don't think he likes that, and I don't think they're used to that.
But I think if you want to make it about emotion, we win. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we're an emotional set of supporters. You know, we make that place rocking at the best of times, and it will be on Sunday. There's no doubt about that. And like I say, he's just stirred the pot, and I don't see how it benefits because A, it just riles us up even more, and B, he just looks a bit of a hypocrite. I mean, if we're talking about diving, you know, we can easily put a video out there of Sterling and all his dives, or Silva and his dive against West Ham last season. You know, Wenger came out not so long ago and said that Sterling was really good at diving. And if you want to do the whole get in referees' heads things and all that, I mean, Mane's popped up with a few late winners and 1 penalties and things like that. I kind of get it. But equally, Klopp will say something back this week.
Yeah.
He'll 100% say something back. And I think, you know, it's been fairly respectful between those two. And despite all the bullshit, fairly respectful between the clubs. But this is turning into something else now. This is like, you know, okay, we're having it like this now, are we? It's changing the whole approach to it. So interesting that he's gone with that. I think it backfires, and we shall see.
I think the fact, sorry to interrupt, I just think the fact that we won in the way that we won, and this is what, the third time now, like, in a week, I think his head's just gone, because it's like, they're getting to understand that. Actually, no, City fans will know, because they were, you know, they're Man United's local rivals. They're getting to understand now what Fergie's United were like. And I've seen so many comparisons, but you know what, I'm fine. Weirdly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm fine with being compared to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think winning like that,
if we shit out our way to the league,
it's really pissing Pep off, because he's thinking, how can they keep doing it? And why couldn't they grind out the results against Wolves? Why couldn't they grind out the results against Norwich? And probably going forward, I mean, I've been on like 5 Live with the same City fan a couple of times, and she's great, and she says that Pep doesn't have like a plan B, and it's like, throw it, you get one and then bombard them. But once the game goes on and they get frustrated, that's when they panic. And I think he's looking at us going, if it's in the 93rd minute, you still expect them to go and win. You still expect them to go and score, whereas I don't think he expects that from his team. And I think he's wound up about the fact that we're doing what they're clearly not.
Yeah, Liverpool have done it 35 times in the Premier League, won in 90 minutes plus. I think it's at least 10 times more than anyone else in the Premier League either anyway. And yeah, we're just smashing it. The belief in the side is unbelievable. And you know, like I say, I was there on Saturday, and you could see in some of the players, you know, where we were really close to the pitch, and you could see like the likes of Trent was like, you know, blowing for tugs basically at one point, and like he was holding the back of his leg, and then he just decided to keep going, and obviously he was really instrumental in us winning the game. Equally, Mané sort of was poor first half, played himself into it, ends up being the match winner, ends up teeing up Robertson as well with his wrong foot, and it's like, these boys want this title, they know they can win it, and they know that it'll absolutely go off in this city if we do. Listen, it was brilliant on Saturday. We, as ever, did a load of post-match content. If you want to get involved with that, download the app, have a go, you get some free tokens, and you can have a go for nothing. Here is a clip from the post-match pint, which is our video that we do straight after every Liverpool game.
Steve, it's phenomenal work. I mean, the whole comeback in the whole game, there's a number of times you feel as though it might be gone, but you never really think it's properly gone, because this Liverpool team will not let anything go.
It's never gone with this team, and even at 1-1 you're thinking, well, there's something there, there's a chance there. You know, we didn't have the French commentary, but on our commentary they said there's definitely a chance here for Liverpool, there's going to be one. And then Liverpool get the chance, which is ostensibly the free kick. But from the free kick, from the breakdown from that, they don't go, oh, well, that was our chance then. Even though probably many of us watching the game did. Liverpool are going, well, this is a chance again now. This is an opportunity.
Do you think this is the
to
best
make
Liverpool
something
team
happen.
you've ever seen?
By a distance, I think. You know, at half-time you said to me, would you tell them the score? And the score in the City game, would you tell them when City were losing at half-time? And I said yes, because I think I would tell this Liverpool team, because you give them all information, because they'll interpret it between them somehow. Whereas the 08-09 team, the 13-14 team, you probably wouldn't. You probably would say, go out there, play your game, lads, don't worry about this. But this team, you trust them to know what they need to do in any given situation and to work out a way to make it happen. It's beyond anything I've ever seen. You know, I'm lucky enough to just about have seen Liverpool win the league and just about be sentient enough at the age of 8, I think, to see that. But not really to understand it. So as teams that I can comprehend and understand, the two best, you know, the comparators are 08, 09, 13, 14. Maybe 2000, 2001, and maybe that's the closest that we're to at the minute, is the 2001 team that felt like it could work out any problem. It just got going a little bit late in the league to do that, but I think, you know, in club competitions it obviously did. So maybe that's the closest, but again, still miles ahead of it.
There you go, that was the post-match pint. There is also a post-match podcast after every single game as well. So if you like either of those things, video, audio, writing as well, AnfieldApp.com, get involved, subscribe, download the app, etc. and have a go. And there's plenty of free stuff as well if you can't afford it, because not everyone can. Genk. We've got them tomorrow. It's already...
It's come round so quick.
It's already
ridiculous.
getting forgotten about, which I think is fair enough when we've got, you know, such a huge game on Sunday. But we've got to get this one out the way first. And it's, I think, and we're going to go and record a preview show in a minute, so I don't want to do too many spoilers on that. But I kind of think it is, for me anyway, it will be what kind of team can you get away with and still get the results?
Yeah.
Because everything is about Sunday if we're being realistic. But equally, you know, we win this and we've got 9 points in Group E, and you think that's, you know, one more result and you after that and you're through.
I mean, it's a tough one really, because I managed to get into my own head about through literally talking to everyone here that Klopp was going to play Fabinho, let's say, the weekend, because he thinks of one game at a time, but Jurgen Klopp isn't, because he wouldn't have rested Fabinho. So I'm thinking, like, because I was going to say it makes sense to just get the win, get the 3 points. And then, like you say, we're on 9 points. And usually, what is it, about 10 points that gets you through? From how many games will we have left after that? 2?
We still have Napoli at home, won't we? We still have Salzburg
away. Okay, I suppose they're not easy games. So we do need the 3 points, but it wouldn't surprise me. He's got to have an eye on City. I mean, I don't know if he plays for I think he plays for Fabinho because...
Yeah, there's no risk other than him getting injured, is there?
Exactly, and he's not played at the weekend, and there's actually a good amount of time, isn't it, before Tuesday to Sunday, a fair amount of time, and he likes to play him in the Champions League, doesn't he? I think what you will see is probably... I thought he'd do Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, but I'm starting to think now, I don't know whether with Gini coming off, he'll play Gini, Fabinho and one of them. And I don't know which one, but I also think he'll probably rest one of the front three and play Origi. And I imagine that one, I don't even know who it is, because I don't think Salah played rubbish really at the weekend. Do you get him in against Genk and get him some minutes and some confidence rather than throwing him in at City after not playing very well? I'm not too sure. Do you rest Mané, who's literally ran ragged for God knows how long now, and keep him fresh for City? Do you rest Bobby Firmino? You mightn't rest any of them. I'm just trying to think, if it was me, I could see him playing Origi, and I think you probably see Gomez come in. I don't know if he comes in at right back or at centre half, and if Milner plays right back, but I think what you will see is Trent on the bench or not. I don't think Trent will start.
I thought maybe Lovren won't play, because I think he'll play on Sunday.
But then who does right back? Would you, if he puts Gomez centre half, does he play Trent or does he play like Milner right back? Because he wouldn't risk surely that Nico Williams or Keanu Hoover.
No, really, I don't think he'd risk them, but it's maybe going to be on sort of Trent's fitness. I mean, like I say, he looked like he was chugging a bit there at the end, and also, you know, was holding the back of his leg at one point as well, but seemed all right by the end, because, you know, winning in the 94th minute does that for you. I guess, you know, we shall see. We shall find out more. There is a press conference this afternoon, so maybe Jurgen Klopp will tell us a little bit more then. We've also got coming up here the World Club Cup. That's not too long away now. I'm really looking forward to it. A few of us from the Anfield app are going over. As ever, we will be covering it on the usual podcasts from out there and that kind of stuff. There obviously are some concerns around where it's being played. Qatar has obviously, you know, got some questionable attitudes towards people, questionable human rights record and that kind of thing. And, you know, quite rightly, as far as I'm concerned, some supporters, including some from the Spirit of Shankly, etc., have raised some concerns. Peter Moore's put something out about this, just sort of saying that, you know, the club, he says that it's important we have humility as a football club, that we're a football club first, second and last. We're not a political organisation, and it's neither our place or our ambition to go from country to country forcing our values and beliefs on others. I mean, yeah, sound, Peter. But what he does say, the important bit is we've received assurances that our LGBT supporters will be welcome in Qatar, something that was vitally important to us as a club, given our long-standing commitment to both diversity and equality. We've also sought and received information on match tickets, hotel provisions, stadium readiness, safety issues, cultural matters, and a whole host of other issues. No stone as being left unturned. I think the club will be putting out a load of advice as it gets closer to those games. We'll try and do our bit here at the Anfield app as well. As I say, we're going out there ourselves. I believe that there will be sort of areas that will be safe enough for fans to go to, certain areas where you'll be able to have a drink and stuff like that as well, because obviously that goes against the culture.
You've got to respect their culture, and that's the thing. And Peter Moore even says, like, they don't get a say on where this is held. Is it the right country to host this? Probably not. I don't think it is, given football fan culture and, like you say, some of the things that they stand for. And
the way they've treated workers who've worked on those stadiums as well. There's literally people died working on the stadiums. Like, they broke all the rules. People working ridiculous hours in ridiculous heat. And, you know, it's no way to treat human beings.
I mean, there's all things up in the air about that as well, as to what the correct number is, as to who. But whether it's 1, whether it's 20, that's one too many, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And it's, listen, we're in the competition, it's being held where it's held, and as long as the club is are doing as much as they can to make sure that this trip is enjoyable for our supporters and safe, mainly, that's the main thing. And I think weirdly one of the things that's not brought up, other than the rightly so all the concerns, is it's Qatar's national day, like their national holiday, when Liverpool play in that semi-final. So that means not one worker is working. So there's been this mad scram to get the first ever metro line built, and it's all up against time. So that's been a big concern, because over there, I've literally just come back from the Middle East on holiday. You know, the taxis are great over there, they're dead cheap, but they're literally going to be heavily reliant on this metro system, because there's not going to be, everyone's out celebrating. And that's another thing as well, that we as fans have to respect, that this is their national holiday as a country, and they're going to have their traditions in place. So as long as they give a designated place for fans to go and enjoy it, there doesn't need to be any problems, does there? And as long as, like I say, the club are putting in provisions to make sure, especially certain sets of supporters, especially the LGBTQ groups, feel okay and comfortable, then I think that's the most we can do, isn't it, really? Yeah,
as I say, there will be more stuff coming out from the club near at the time and that sort of stuff, so look out for that if you're headed over there. And like I say, we'll try and do our bit as well. Listen here, before we go, just a little plug for the fact that, you know, Crimbo round the corner and that, mad people are putting lights on their houses already. Well into the person with a flat near Sefton Park who's got a full set on the go already. Wow. I mean, it's fucking November. But anyway, I know some people do like to plan ahead, and the shops seem absolutely chocker already, which is mad. So if you're thinking of, you know, stuff for Crimbo, what can I get me half fella, me ma, the big red in my life, how about a subscription to the mighty Anfield app? So if you want to do that, theanfieldapp.com/shop. There's gift cards available, 3 months, 6 months and 12 months for subscriptions to the Anfield app. Loads of t-shirts and stuff as well, cups, etc, etc, etc. Go and have a look. Listen, it is a big week for the Reds. We should be doing stuff all week, talking Reds every day. Free podcast, reviewing what happened at the weekend.
7 looks already out.
The full it. There's loads of stuff. Yeah. There's loads of stuff every day. So check it all out, theanfieldapp.com. Up the fucking Reds and do one pep. Guardiola.